All right, buckle up, everybody. We are diving headfirst into day 5 of this 30 Days to Sell Cars program. And let me tell you, it feels like the game's about to change. Like we're moving from setting the stage to actually putting on the show.
You hit the nail on the head. This is where we see the program shift into high gear. It's this kind of brilliant two-pronged approach. On one hand, it's about getting that sales team fired up. On the other, it's laying the groundwork to grab the customer's attention before we even show them the deals.
Okay, so first up, we've got this team kickoff meeting. Now, the playbook, it really stresses roles and responsibilities. But I get the feeling it's way more than just, handing out assignments.
Yeah, it's definitely deeper than that. Think of it like creating a culture of ownership, right? When everyone on your team understands not only their specific role, but how it fit into the bigger picture, how it contributes to that shared goal. Well, that's where you start to see some magic happen.
I like that. Magic. And speaking of magic, there's this interesting suggestion to carve out time during the meeting for some LinkedIn networking. And we're not just talking about posting content, but actively connecting with potential customers right now, early in the game.
Exact. And then this is super strategic. I mean, think about it. You're building relationships before the sales frenzy kicks off. It's all about nurturing those leads early, so when you do reach out later, it feels personal, not just another cold call.
Right. So you're setting the stage for a more receptive audience down the line.
That's the idea. Now, this next part is interesting. It's called the icebreaker brainstorm on the meeting agenda, and it involves salespeople practicing, get this, incentive calculations. So on the surface, it seems like a fun team-building exercise.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. A way to break the ice and get everyone thinking.
Absolutely, but it also serves a deeper purpose, which is building confidence. By practicing those calculations in a low-pressure environment, your team will be ready to handle any customer question that comes their way when the heat is on.
So when your customer throws a curveball about financing or trade-in values, your team can answer with confidence and expertise.
And that confidence, that translates to trust. And in sales, trust is everything.
You got that right. All right, so we've got a team fired up. Now let's talk about how we're going to hook those customers. And this is where it gets really interesting. They call it the pre-framing campaign. And I'm kind of fascinated by the psychology behind it.
It's all about piquing their curiosity without revealing all the cards, Think of it like a movie trailer. You get those little glimpses, just enough to get you hooked, but they don't spoil the ending.
So we're aiming for that I need to know more feeling.
Exactly. And the playbook gives us some concrete tools to achieve that, like these really cleverly designed teaser emails, SMS messages, even ringless voicemails. Short, sweet, and designed to create a buzz.
Okay, that's smart. Keeping it short and sweet. You don't want to overwhelm people with information right off the bat.
You're planting seeds of anticipation, not bombarding them with details. You want to leave them wanting more. And notice how often they use the word exclusive in these messages.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's all over those email templates they provided. So what's the reasoning behind that?
Well, it plays on our desire for exclusivity, right? People are drawn to things that feel special, limited. By positioning these offers as exclusive, it suggests the recipient is part of a select group. Creates that sense of value and urgency.
So it's not just about announcing a sale, it's about making people feel like they're getting access to something unique, something others might miss out on.
That's the psychology behind it. And that feeling of exclusivity, it ties back to our goal of building anticipation. When people feel like they're on the inside track, they're way more likely to pay attention.
Okay, I like it. And speaking of targeting, one thing that really stood out to me was the idea of customizing these pre-framing messages for different customer profiles. They use those catchy names like Trade-in Tim and Loyal Lessie Lisa. It's brilliant.
And that's where the power of personalization really shines. When you understand your audience, their unique needs and motivations, you can craft a message that resonates with them on a much deeper level.
So instead of a generic one-size-fits-all message, you're speaking directly to their situation, their needs.
Exactly. Imagine receiving a message that not only addresses you by name, but also acknowledges your specific vehicle situation. It's like they get you, and that makes all the difference.
It's about showing that you understand their needs, that you're not just trying to push a product, but offering a solution.
Exactly. You're building a connection, a relationship, and that's what ultimately leads to a successful sale. But before we dive you deep into the specific wording of those emails and SMS messages.
Yeah, you're right. Let's take a quick breather and recap what we've uncovered so far.
All right. So day 5 is all about setting the stage. It's about firing up your team, grabbing your customers' attention before the main event, and building that all-important buzz.
Creating a sense of anticipation. I'm itching to dive into those email and SMS templates because they have some really clever examples.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty of crafting those pre-framing messages.
Yeah, the playbook gives us some really detailed templates. for emails, SMS, even those ringless voicemails. I'm ready to unpack it all.
And remember, the core principle here is the same, right? We want to spark that curiosity without giving away the whole shebang.
Okay, so let's start with email. What makes these teaser emails so effective?
It all starts with the subject line, right? That's your first hook. It's got to be something that grabs their attention, makes them want to click. The playbook gives some good examples, like something big is coming to dealership name, or get ready for exclusive offers this month.
Those definitely pique your interest, make you want to see what's inside, like, oh, I don't want to miss out on this.
That's the idea. You hit that FOMO, fear of missing out, and then once they open that email, the content has got to keep that intrigue going, right? Phrases like, get ready for exclusive offers, or mark your calendars, the countdown is on. Just keep building that anticipation.
Oh, I love that countdown idea. It's like the clock is ticking, don't miss this.
Exactly. Creates a sense of urgency. Now, SMS, that's a different beast. You get limited characters, right? So you got to be even more concise, more impactful.
So what does a really effective SMS teaser look like?
Something short and sweet like, big news coming your way from dealership name. Don't miss our exclusive offers. Check your inbox for details. Short mentions the offers and directs them to their inbox for more.
It's like a little breadcrumb trail, leading them towards the main course.
Yes, got it. And notice how, again, we're using that word exclusive.
Yeah, they seem to love that word. Any specific reason why?
It triggers that sense of scarcity, makes the offer feel more desirable. Like, not everyone gets this. It's special. You're in the know.
And people are naturally drawn to that, right? That feeling of being in the VIP club.
It's human nature. Now, let's talk ringless voicemails. This is a cool one. Some people might not even know what those are.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are still unfamiliar with those. What are they exactly?
Basically, it's a way to deliver a voicemail without actually ringing their phone. Less intrusive, people are bombarded with calls all day long. This is like a gentler approach.
So it's like a message in a bottle, but without the bottle.
Yeah, something like that. The playbook has a good example. Hi, it's spokesperson name from dealership name. We've got some exciting news coming your way soon. Keep an eye on your email and text. You won't want to miss this.
I like it. It's friendly, mentions exciting news, but doesn't give anything away, just keeps them guessing.
That's the key. Leave them wanting more. Now, we talked earlier about tailoring these messages, right? For those different customer personas like Trade-in Tim or Loyalty Lisa. How do we actually put that into practice?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Like, how specific can we get?
Well, let's use Trade-in Tim as an example. He's probably itching to upgrade his ride, right? So your message focuses on those sweet, sweet trade-in bonuses. Upgrade time, huge trade-in bonuses coming your way soon, something like that.
So you're speaking directly to his needs, his desires, hitting those pain points.
Exactly. And for Loyalty Lisa, someone who's leased with you before, you might highlight those loyalty discounts or special lease renewal programs like, hey Lisa, as a valued customer, you're going to love what we have in store. Exclusive lease offers coming soon.
So the key is to tailor the message, personalize it to make it resonate with each customer type.
It shows you understand them, that you're not just sending out a generic blast. That personal touch goes a long way.
It makes them feel seen, like, oh, they get me.
Exactly. Now, we've talked about emails, SMS, ringless voicemails, but as you implement these tactics, there are some key things to keep in mind.
Okay, what are some of those considerations? I'm all ears.
First off, consistency is key. You're messaging across all channels, email, SMS, voicemail. It's got to be a line. You want to create this cohesive experience, that feeling of anticipation building,
Right, you don't want to confuse them with mixed messages. Keep it clear and consistent.
Exactly. Then timing is everything. The playbook suggests launching this whole pre-framing campaign about a week before the main event.
So strike that balance between building anticipation and not letting it fizzle out before the big day.
That's the sweet spot. And lastly, and this is important, track your results. Analyze those open rates for emails, click-throughs on those links, responses to those SMS messages.
So basically, use data to see what's working and what's not.
It's a feedback loop. You can fine-tune your approach, make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck.
That makes sense. It's not just intuition. It's using those data points to inform your decisions.
Exactly. And before we wrap this up, remember, those templates, they're a great starting point, but don't be afraid to get creative.
I love that. Think outside the box.
Every dealership's got its own vibe, its own customer base. Play around with those templates, see what works for you.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. The psychology behind pre-framing, crafting those messages, and the importance of tracking our results. It's not just about marketing, it's about understanding people.
It's about combining creativity with data to make a real impact.
Okay, so we've got our team prep. The pre-framing campaign is ready to launch. We're tracking our results. What's next on this journey? Okay, so we've covered emails, we talked about those SMS messages, and even those kind of sneaky ringless voicemails. But, I'm thinking, there's got to be more to this pre-framing game, right? I mean, are there other ways to really amp up that anticipation?
Oh, absolutely. Think beyond the digital, right? Your physical dealership, that can play a huge role in this whole pre-framing stage.
Yeah. Bring the excitement into the showroom.
That's it. Visuals, they can be super powerful. Imagine like a giant countdown timer in your showroom, ticking down to the big reveal of your offers. Gets people talking. Or, some eye-catching signs with those teaser phrases we talked about earlier. Something big is coming. Get ready to be amassed. Just little things to create that buzz.
Oh, I like that. And then you can tie that into your social media, right? Little sneak peeks on Instagram, Facebook, behind the scenes, shots of the team getting ready for this big event.
Exactly. It's all about creating that immersive experience, surrounding them with this feeling of anticipation. And don't forget about your team. They're the ones interacting with customers every day.
Yeah, they can play a big role in this.
For sure. Give them those talking points, Encourage them to casually mention that something big is coming without spilling all the beans. That genuine enthusiasm, that's contagious.
It's like planting little seeds of curiosity everywhere they go. So when the big day finally arrives...
They're already hooked, ready to see what all the fuss is about.
Love it. Okay, so let's take a moment to wrap up this deep dive. Day 5 has been packed with strategies and insights. But what's the main takeaway here?
Day 5 is all about setting the stage for success, right? It's about igniting your team, grabbing that customer attention, and building that momentum towards your sales event. It's exciting.
It's about making it an experience, not just a sale. And that's what sets you apart, right?
Exactly. And remember, we're all in this together. We're learning, growing. So as you implement these strategies, share your experiences, share your wins. Let's all learn from each other.
I love that. This isn't just a one-way street. It's a community. So what are some of the unique things you're doing in your dealerships to build excitement? Share your ideas, because we can all benefit from that collective wisdom.
And even the smallest things can make a big difference. Don't underestimate the power of those little touches, those moments that create a memorable experience for your customers.
That's a great point. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Day 5. We'll be back soon to explore the next phase of this journey. Until then, keep those sales engines running.